Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about Abu Qatada.
Sure.
Right. I think he should have been deported from this country a long time ago.
I agree.
Why should we, I mean, we're working. Why should we pay tax and, all the money and everything for him?
Yeah. Mullah, it's Nick Ferrari here. Good morning to you, sir. I imagine you're saying, to sort of paraphrase your question, you'd like to see the government perhaps do more, and you'd like Mr Clegg to say what they are trying to do to get to boot out Qatar. Is that fair, Mullah?
Yes.
OK, so stay on the line.
I completely agree with you. I should think everybody in the whole country agrees with you. It is so infuriating. It just, it makes one want to pull your hair out with frustration to see this guy constantly play this along in the courts and not be deported. We want to see him deported. I want to see him deported. I think Theresa May's done actually a fantastically good job at making sure that we can deport him. She's as frustrated as anyone, but as she said yesterday, she's just announced a really significant new step in all of this, which is a new agreement with Jordan. It's called the Mutual Legal Assistance Treaty, which basically, I think she's rightly explained, provides a lot of the answers to the latest court judgments which prevented him from being deported. So I am, for the first time in a long time, quietly a little bit more optimistic than I have been that we will eventually get rid of this guy. It's not going to happen next Tuesday. No doubt there'll be some further legal steps. But I think what Theresa May and her team has done has really, really helped now increase the chances of getting him out of the country.
Mullah, back to you in just a second. Mr Clegg, I'm sure you've had sight of this morning's Sun newspaper. Kaboom Qatada. It's reported that David Cameron is getting ready to draw up explosive plans to ram a new law through Parliament to boot out Abu Qatada, but it's going to spark a huge row with Nick Clegg, and there's photographs of you two glaring at each other across the pages of The Sun. Are you ready for the fight?
I think it's difficult to comment on a so-called argument which hasn't even happened. No one's proposed, and certainly no one's put to me this idea that we should somehow suddenly start, I don't know, pulling out of this or that.
But if they did,
well, the thing is, I want to get rid of Abu Qatada. I am as impatient as anybody's government to do so. I actually think what Theresa May said yesterday. She's the Home Secretary. She's responsible for this. I think she set out exactly the right approach to get him out of the country. I have absolutely no idea. No one's put it to me. I've never seen a single piece of paper on this. I've got no idea, even in theory, whether jumping in and out of the ECHR would make the blindest bit of difference about whether you could get.
But if it could,
well, I'm saying no one has made that case. No one's made that proposal. Well,
but if it could,
I'm not going to be hypothetical about something which hasn't been put to me and hasn't even been demonstrated that might actually help get rid of him. What I do think helps get rid of Abu Qatada, this is the crucial thing, is to answer the objections that the courts made in the first place about the legal arrangements in Jordan, and that's what Theresa May has quite rightly addressed.
It won't be on cabinet table while I'm sitting around it. Nick Clegg on suggestion to withdraw from the European Convention.
Of course, this government is not going to act illegally. You can't have governments acting illegally, and I certainly don't think there is any. I don't think it's in the interest of people whose human rights, forget Abu Qatada, our human rights, British human rights, which are protected by the way, by a convention drawn up by kind of British lawyers after the war, supported by the Churchill government at the time, all that kind of stuff. I don't think suddenly saying that that's the reason we can't get rid of Qatada, when Theresa May herself has said quite rightly that it's the arrangements with Jordan that need to be improved, and she's come forward, I think, some really, really, really promising steps forward, which hopefully now will mean that he will leave.